I am sorry. I am sorry that I got my hopes up for the Cadian-led Liquid roster. I am sorry for running their meat like a unicycle, and I am sorry for thinking NA had one last chance in CS. Wait, did they just add JKS? Oh man, they are going to cook! What they gonna say now? What they gonna say now?
Finds another. It's Xello in the 1v3. He's nearly the bottom fragger for the Romanians. Finds the easy tap onto ultimate. They were not ready for long at all. Xello just continues going. Oh my god!
Man, this team sucks! God damn, I hate North America! Psst, hey kid. This video is sponsored by SkinsMonkey. SkinsMonkey is a 24/7 online trading service for CS2 that is extremely easy to use. You just select your skins that you want to trade, the skins that you want to trade for, and they'll send you the offer. Right now, they're offering up to a 30% bonus on your first deposit, and up to 35% if you use my code WAZOO at the top, along with an additional free $5 if you make a trade worth $100. That's a lot of free money. Check out SkinsMonkey today and use my code WAZOO. Thank you, SkinsMonkey. JKS is famously one of the greatest bitch role players that Counter-Strike has ever seen. If you've never played Counter-Strike before, that might sound like a backhanded compliment, but for Counter-Strike players, it is one of the greatest honors as a player. There is a lot to learn from JKS, and how he is able to play every single role in the game. But I'm a solo queue player. I already play all the roles since all of my teammates do is bait. Honestly, that's fair enough. So although there's a lot to be learned from JKS's ability to transition from role to role seamlessly, I'll be putting a majority emphasis on a topic that I haven't covered on this channel yet, which is second entrying. Brief aside, I sincerely apologize for all the mouse cursors you see in this video. This new demo UI sucks. In what world would I need my cursor when watching a demo? Literally, what is that? Besides that, let's get on with the demo. Starting with pistol round, we're going to see JKS start as an entry fragger, even though he is going to play more as a second entry for the rest of the game. Pistol round is always a bit of a toss-up for roles, since there are no ops in play and very little utility. So for T side, the best role distribution is usually 3 to 4 entries with 1 support, and maybe 1 lurker, so entry principles still apply. Wait for the flash, clear angles, and gain space. It's important to note that in these huge rush setups, where you have multiple entries, always try to utilize vertical angles or jumps whenever possible. When you're grouped up closely with your teammates, it becomes much easier for CTs to accidentally get massive spray downs because you and your teammates are lined up. So to prevent that, you can space yourself vertically to add in a distracting factor and make it far less likely that these kinds of spray downs can occur. This will require a decent amount of trust in your teammates to not only get a potential trade, but also to watch out for your main points of contact. JKS's teammates are not dumb, so they continue to watch out for the long player, and the Ts are able to completely take over long. Before we actually get into the second entry fragging part of the video, it's equally important to examine what JKS does at the beginning of each round before the rush, where utility is an issue. Although the survival rate for second entries is much higher than regular entry fraggers, it's still a good idea to burn some of your utility so that if your entry dies, you can take over the role of entry without any reservations. As a result, JKS will use most of his utility towards conditioning the CTs, and he does so by throwing utility towards B. Sometimes it's just a flash, other times it's a smoke, a molly, and a flash. Now the CTs can't just ignore B entirely, even if a whole minute passes. Let's talk about the elephant in the room about JKS's second entry, which is the fact that he prefers to play for a trade rather than double swing. I will never, ever endorse playing for trades as opposed to double swinging, simply because going for a trade usually means that your entry has to die, while with double swinging, there's like at least a 50% chance that the CT won't be able to kill either of you, and more importantly, it doesn't allow the CT to retreat after they kill your entry. However, JKS is the pro, and I am not. but it is always interesting to see how different players come to different solutions for the same problem. In any case, constantly getting trades are a godsend for any T team, because although trades seem like an equivalent exchange, one player for one player, they heavily benefit the Ts, especially in a slow push. The CTs have to spread thin in order to defend A, mid, and B, and losing a player really hurts their ability to cover all of their bases, while the Ts are still pushing a site with 4 players, which should be more than enough for the 1 or 2 CTs there. In a way, JKS guaranteeing that he puts the game in a 4v4 brings a lot more safe value to his team rather than potentially dying with his teammate on a double swing. Or maybe he just wants to bait his teammate, who knows. But above all, the main takeaway is that the Ts are not committing to a full rush after the trade. This gives time for the CTs to still second guess themselves on what the Ts really want, which the Ts then recuperate and choose their site. But let's take a look at a more traditional rush and JKS's role as a second entry there. The round starts with JKS throwing a mid-door smoke before making his way onto cat. With only one flash left, JKS can reasonably play entry or as a second entry supporting his entry with a flash. JKS's teammate gets a pick through the mid smoke onto a CT, which causes the CTs to move out and try to reclaim their weapons, where they also hear the cat rush from the Ts. With the CTs hot on their trail and knowing their plan, the Ts have to move fast. Although instinct would tell you that Mr. Mac 10 man must go first since he has the run and gun weapon, with the mid pick and the CT scrambling, the first Mac 10 player will instead choose to take lower tunnel control as a contingency for the rush, leaving JKS to take up the mantle to entry frag for their first contact onto cat, before slowing down to allow another of his teammates with a Mac 10 to pass him, grabbing an easy kill onto the CT peeking from spawn and securing the A site. That was a lot more involved than, say, go along with a million flashes, but it all boils down to the fundamentals. Burn your utility, peek out with a flash if you're taking the first engagement, give time for your team to catch up, and support your entry. Now, situations change. Your teammate gets a pick at the beginning of the round, your teammate pulls out a lineup out of his bag that you didn't even realize he knew, but the fundamentals always remain. However, sometimes, the situation calls for a different role. When one of the CTs left the game, JKS reasonably switches to frag hunt mode, and when he realizes 2 CTs pushed up B, meaning that there is most likely not a CT mid, he rushes down mid and kills the CT bot and spawn. A class play, only possible by the game's best. Or when JKS decides to play lurker to deny the CTB aggression. But let's not end this video on a negative note. On round 7 of this game, JKS will start with throwing 3 of his nades towards B, before making his way into lower tons. He first pre-fires for a potential CT lurk next to Xbox, before having to pre-fire again as the mid smoke fades. JKS will also throw his remaining HE at doors to maybe get some damage on a CT holding cubby, or a CT rotating back from getting tagged from the Xbox lurk. Making his way up cat, there is no doubt that JKS is begging his teammate for a smoke, with the way he idly looks at him, but JKS actually has a play in mind. Throwing a smoke onto the ledge of cat, he asks for a boost which allows him to pick off the CT on ramp, which opens up a site for his team. There's no lesson or moral to this round, it's just a good ass play. And that's all I have for you guys today. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out. And I'll see you guys very soon.